This is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely on their way. So if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are uplifting and give you good vibes, you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through trying times, needing spiritual guidance or confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes. Please go ahead and share them while you edit. Give a girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on the social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you for the love and support y'all been constantly giving me, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And y'all, this music is kind of like throwing me off here. And the video I'm about to do today is Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, are we living in our last days? You know, we're going through, it's like a spiritual reaping. You know, change is coming. They were going through a change of reset that's taking place. It's just like all the stuff that's going on in the world. I see why a lot of people say you don't watch the news and stuff like that. People are like, you need to be informed. I say I understand that, but all this other stuff is about to put me on my own rampage. You know, when you're allowing yourself to personally be affected by certain things. It's like if you have a heart or a conscience, you know, when you see the injustice taking place in the world, you're gonna get, you know, get a little bit peeved when you see things that are not taking place. And it's just like so many different things in our lives. And I'm just like, you know, last time I did a video like this, I almost broke down. And I mean, it's just certain things in this world. I really don't understand what's, you know, why this going on. You know, I'm hearing different people like they're going to church. This woman, you know, I guess there was some kind of riffraff outside of the church. And she was pregnant, and it was like days before her due date, and she got shot in a crossfire. You hear kids like 9 years old taking their little sister or brother in a joyride, saying we want to go to the ocean, and you take the car and go joyriding, and you know, hit a median and then run smack dead into the trash. Semi, you know. And it's just so many different things that's going on in this world. Like, you know, I don't know if y'all are able to do it, but it's just like I don't watch the news just because of stuff like this. And it's just like I either watch like Netflix, or I watch different movies that, you know, is coming out, or I watch, you know, YouTube. And it's just getting to that point where I got to just back all the way up, you know, when I'm seeing different things like this. You know, people's children are getting shot at, or, you know, people losing their children over road rages and stuff like that. And it remind me of the movie, anybody ever heard of the movie called The Reaping? And I remember watching that, where I think they were at a wedding or something like that, and all these people just start dropping like flies. And it's like, as soon as I said that, I just got spiritual chills, man. Like, oh dang. And it's like we're going through that right now. You know, it's just like when my family, especially my elders, you know, the ancestors always used to talk about we're living in our last day. And that used to scare the mess out of me when they were like, okay, is this going to be the last day? Is this going to be like, girl, if you don't stop asking, if this going to be the last day? I just want to know, you know. But it's just like when you see all the chaos that's going on in the world, you know, I try to make sure that I don't use a negative definition on everything that's going on in the world, but this is not positive to me. You know, seeing, you know, different people just taken out, you know, they lose their families and junk like that. I don't see anything positive about that. You know, I feel like you shouldn't, you know, have to live in your moments where it's just going to be the last time you see your children. It's going to be the last time you kiss your wife. It's going to be the last time you tell your children you love them. Nobody should live in fear like that, especially over there. I don't know if it's Garza, please don't, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I just, when I try to get into the study and information about stuff like that, it's just, I get angry. I have friends that are from over in those type areas, and they're telling me you don't even want to imagine. I said, I don't. I said, please don't even tell me I don't. But you can just feel like they're always in constant fear of their lives, and nobody should have to feel that way in the world. And it's just like so many different things are coming out in the world, like you can't do dirty deeds without it coming out, in the spotlight in some kind of way. And it's just like, these different things. When I say that, I start thinking about, different people. And I don't know if I'm gonna bring that up or not, but certain people that if they know too much, next thing you know, they're not in the union, or put it that way. Especially if they have too many, too much tea they can drop about the elite. They don't want to all of a sudden they go, oh, what, this person took their life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got loose ends somewhere. You're being a huge liability, especially when you got too much on too many people. So it's just like the world is really going through. It just seems like projection and reflection that's really taking place in the world, and it's just like we're going through. It's like a factory reset. It's just all these people with spiritual soul contracts. They're going left and right. They're going left and right, where us is just like people like, are we being punished? And it's like, no, I feel like the people that have done their deeds and they're paying their debts to society, yes, you're still here. But also it's just God's and universe foot soldiers. They're here to do their job. We're placing change within the universe. And, for us to be able to take part in that, we have to be able to go through our transformation within itself. There's a lot of things that we face, even just within our lives, that we speak on about, and stuff that we just, talk about behind closed doors. There's some people, you use your experience to be able to tell your story on how you're transitioning, how you're healing, how you're allowing yourself to see the most devastating thing that has happened in your life. You can bring light to that, and being as a blessing of some kind of way that is brought, and it's just like so many different things that's taking place in people's lives where they just felt like God abandoned them in some kind of way. And they felt like, what, this situation is going to be the thing that takes me out. And I've said that many times before, because I used to get so angry because it was too many things that's being done, and nothing's being reprimanded. Nothing is being brought to light. Truth is not being told. But it's like I'm that person. I just have to, focus on myself. And that can be the hardest thing you have to do, is even when you feel like, when somebody's not held responsible for certain things, or you're not getting that understanding that you definitely deserve. You can't rush what God has in store for anyone. You can just do what you're told to do. We're all going through different transitions, and when you're facing, when you have to look your monster in this closet, and that's, and I use that as in a term of whatever you have gone through is your greatest fear, your greatest pain, your greatest trauma. And you're able to be that superhero that saves the day from that situation within yourself. And you are that superhero. It's like anytime you're waiting for somebody to, come save you, who is going to be that superhero that is going to save the day? And that's yourself. And we're going through all these different transitions. I can sit up here and see what the world's going through. I can be angry. I can be hurt. I'm crying in tears. It was just like the other day, this little girl, 14 years old, just had a baby, and she just took it to that lady. And it was just like, God, the universe guided that girl to do that, because there's so many different things you hear about in the news and the social media of what people do when they don't want their children. They discard them like trash. And it's just like, you don't know what's going on in the world today, but it's just the saddest thing. This has been going on for years. It's just like we're in that day and age where everything is just viral. Everything is being recorded. Everything is getting documented. You finally see what goes on in different countries where they've been at war for years. And I mean, I look at people on the things that take place in their life. And it's just, I pray for them, because it's like you don't see the things that they see on an everyday basis. You don't know why they act the way they do. When I was living in the Midwest, I used to work for military. So it was so many different walks of life that I got the chance to meet. And it was just, it was a beautiful thing, because I met so many different people from, overseas. And it was, they used to tell me about the different experiences, the things that, that went on in their country. I met people from Guyana, Kenya, Romania, Siberia, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Jordan, Georgia, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought they had one in Georgia, and it's like where I'm at. They're like, no, they got a Georgia, over in the country. I'm like, oh God, you learn stuff new every day. And just being able to understand their rules, how they do different things, how they tell me, different practices they do, and the time when they choose to worship, their form of God, and all those different things. Is just good when you can be able, it's like, a lot of times we just assume and project prejudice out on different people because of things that's happening in the world. But it's good when you can meet people, and it's just like, I had learned for myself, it's like there's goons and criminals and thugs through every race, so don't just assume because a batch of certain people have did some really bad destruction doesn't mean everybody is like that. And just being able to experience and hear the stories they tell, and it made me feel good, because you see all the different things that go on. And when I used to work hard for them, people were like, you are just like mother hen to them. They were always calling for you. It's like anytime they need an inspection, they rather want you. They don't want anybody else. They were like, you got something going on? I'm like, no, it's just that I always had this close relationship with, people that I had to take care of. And anytime they needed, any kind of, since with them being foreigners, they don't know how American rules go. And they're like, Roslynn, I'm puzzled to this. And, a friend of mine was selling a car, and he was getting ready to go back to Egypt. And I was like, no, don't take no check. What you doing? And they were like, wait a minute, that's money. No, that's kind of money that can bounce. You don't want to take that, take a cashier's check, take a cashier's check or a money order. Make sure that mess is authentic. And he was like, oh, thank you. Because, these people are about to get over on him, and so many different things. They always, anytime they used to go back home and, come back from the holidays and stuff like, they always used to bring me gifts back and stuff. I have like a whole bunch of Egyptian stuff over here, and, different stuff from Romania and junk like that. But, it's just like, being able to see the part of the, it's like you're borrowing their eyes to be able to see the things that they see. And we're all going through this life where we're healing. We're allowing ourselves to finally face the things that, just ripped us to the core, just really hurt us and made us very vulnerable, where you can actually stand proud and say, I'm no longer, you're not stopping my life, because a lot of times we stunt our own growth. We stunt our own spiritual knowledge about ourselves, about our surroundings, our purposes, because of the trauma that has been affected in our lives for a long time. And for you to be able to be open and stand strong for that, not bite your tongue or bite your lip for anything. I was always that person. I could never express myself. I could never tell the truth about myself, or, the things that I saw, or the things that I connect with, things that I would say at times when, I was 4 years old, talking like I was, 80, years old. My mom always called me an old soul, because it's like the way I would articulate myself. I was very, before my time. So for me to be in this kind of position right now, I really feel like it's an honor to me, for me to be chosen for a path like that, just like, what you all are going through. I don't know if you may see it like that, because a long time I used to see this as a blessing and a curse. It always, with a gift like ours and a position like ours, there's always a pro and a con for different things, especially depending on the gift you have. With mine, I got the, what is it? The twin flame, the indigo, the INFJ, Wicca. What else? The Heyokas. And then being an anchor and a conduit on top of all that. And I know there's more out there. I just haven't been able to discover yet, and all these things. But just being able to see how my life is unfolded, within the past 5 years. It's been very crazy. It's been heartbreaking, but it's also gave me my strength. It allowed me to use my light as a badge of honor to me, being able to allow my scars to be seen and knowing, they can heal just like anybody else's can heal. We're not going through days that are very easy to be able to wake up out of the morning and feel blessed about it, but just being able to know that we can challenge whatever else is holding us back from being our best version of ourselves. We're going through these stages where, there's no longer sweeping things up under the rug and not wanting to talk about the elephant in the room. You just have no choice on that. If your heart is pure and you're moving forward in good intentions, not good intentions on selfish needs, but good intentions on what is right, allowing yourself to be held accountable for what is also wrong, healing from those burdens that you have, being honest with yourself about the things that it could have been a lie that you made it out of your own truth. It's happened. People can, sit up here and talk about something was true for so long and knowing in their heart and their minds this was something that was been a lie, and just being able to know, it's just like when I look at my life, it's like no more can that hurt me. Even though it hurt my heart for me to have to find out the things the way I found out, everything has a purpose for how it unfolds in your life. You're very much stronger, smarter, like divinely guiding more than you give yourself credit for. It's just the things that you choose to face, the things that you choose to heal from, things that you learn to accept within your life that can't be changed, but it changed a part of you on how you move forward, how you look at the world, how you move within yourself. Being able to have that courage, even though you may be shaken to your boots, you're still moving forward, knowing that, whatever is coming, I have to face that. So we're all going through that change. It reminds me of that song, and it always gave me chills. It has it's a beautiful song, but it has a dark, backstory to it, by Sam Cooke. A change is going to come. That song has stood many things of transition in the world today. And it just seems like, from the story that I read, that song wasn't even out a good 24 hours before his life was taken. People that were supposed to take the world by storm in a much beautiful way. You see how throughout the years and throughout history they got taken out. People that, they're turning to ancestors are going out by the dozen. We can't question God. We can't question the Reaper or anything like that. People's soul contracts are needed in the upper room, and we're taking this world and, being able to do this transform that, we have no choice but to do. And it's just like when you look at certain things in the world, more you start clearing out things, more your past lives come together within you. Your parallel entities within those past lives come through you too. You'll start remembering different things in your life. You'll start gaining different tasting food and what you choose to do on different habits that you never had before, at least on this planet you haven't, or in this dimension you have. And just even phobias, fears, you start gaining different things. And I notice the more that I heal, the more that I accept my truth, the more that I allow myself to face things instead of running from them, I start seeing a bigger picture of my life that, hasn't, I have to be able to digest. I'm like, what, and going through these different things in my life, which is, like I said before, my time of experience, my life of experience, just, it's like truly a blessing of what we're be doing, and it's a lot of times it's hard to be able to digest without you getting in your feels for those situations on how things are, changing, how things are starting to be like this before. And everything has for a reason. So it's just like when we're all coming together and making a stand, to be able to bring unity into the world, be one sound mind, no matter where we live at in the world, what race, what color, what gender associations we tend to be in, we are all one. you know, and for us to be able to do that is very beautiful, you know. Just being able to, you know, take part in that. I don't know tragic things in our lives, and we have to face it. And that's where the real mission comes in, when you're having to face a lot. So I hope y'all were able to resonate with the content of the video. I know it was like so off, but this is gonna be my last one. I'm so tired. I'm gonna go ahead and take a rest for the day. So you know, I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Be responsible in everything that you do. Like I said before, I leave my contact information in the description box below, and I leave the 2 Facebook Heyoka groups that I'm connected with, as well as my brother from another mother, Anthony Burke. You know, we have a really good time there. We share different posts, you know, upliftment, different point of views, or, you know, suggestions that can help others as well as ourselves, you know, being able to do that. So if you are interested in joining that Facebook group page, you know, let them know I sent you there. One-on-one, they feel more comfortable than doing that, than, you know, saying something here. And I try to give people the you know, the best, you know, advice or best guidance that I possibly can, either through my own experience or the information that I find to give you a deeper understanding about your experience.